Hello everybody and welcome back to another Middlesex tree video. Today we are working in the beautiful town of Old Saybrook, Connecticut at this circa 1760s historic home. Yes, I said that correctly, 1760s. And there's some beautiful marshlands surrounding this property. Today we are going to be removing these huge trees that are dominating the skyline behind the garage and partly over the house. The homeowner here named Kitsy, who I'll tell you a little bit about later, said she's had enough of these trees and wants them gone. She's not looking to have any damage to the house anytime soon from them. Here you can see our landing zone for the day. It's going to be small and it's going to be tight, but nothing that we're not used to. And here, surrounded by the orange tape, is the septic tank, so we must avoid this area at all costs. Kitsy was wonderful to us throughout the day. She had some breakfast set up for us as well as some coffee. Right out of the gates, before Chaw can even make a cut, we've got a chain off the electric chainsaw. Derek's going to get that fixed real quick so Chaw can get right back into action and Bruce can start transporting these branches right over the house. Chaw is going to be doing the climbing and making the cuts today. We're going to be working with some smaller pieces and take this apart like a puzzle with care. The absolute main goal of the day today is safety. We don't need anything happen while we're transporting these trees and branches over the house and garage. The crew got some beautiful new helmets today, and we didn't have any sticky pads for the GoPros, so we're going to be filming from the ground and from the drone throughout the day. Check out these beautiful, unique clouds that floated by. Bruce, who is always willing to give a helping hand, is going to hop off the crane for a little bit and get one of our chainsaws dialed in for the bigger cuts towards the trunk. The vines would also be a little bit of an issue for us today, as several branches coming down were wrapped up in them and would not be able to swing towards the chipper until we cut them off. Check this shot out. Take notice of how close the boom on the crane is to the roof line of this garage. Throughout the day, it was hovering between 18 inches or so there is no room for error here. Our normal chip truck is still in for service, so we're using our makeshift one that fills up a little quicker and has to be dumped more often. Here's Derek heading out with the first load of chips. Now Chaw is going to tackle this big cherry tree. Look at the size of the trunk on this monster. As we get close to the base, we're going to drop some of the wood on the ground here and then grab it later with the crane. For a little extra security, Kitsy asked us to remove a few branches off of this tree here. The whole tree is not leaning towards the house, so we only need to remove a few branches because obviously she doesn't want them falling down on the house. And take notice from this angle how beautiful it already looks without that Norway maple back there. As lunchtime rolled around, Kitsy had us all set up with turkey sandwiches, sodas, grapes, bananas, donut holes, nectarines, and much more. This was such a wonderful gesture from her, as she was so happy to have us on the property, and we really appreciate it, Kitsy. Let's get back right at it after lunch. We're going to remove a few of these smaller trees to the right side, which are filled up with vines and are going to be nice and easy to take down right now, instead of letting them grow for another 20 years and get much bigger and heavier.
Come on, Shaw, you could have caught that.
There's probably 2 from where his feet are to the ground.
We're going to find out. How much you got there?
I had 14 right there.
You ain't making 2.
16's there. Yeah, if we cut it right at that, we will.
16's where? Yeah, but you're in the knot where he is.
16's here.
You're not going to get 2 8 at 17 6 or 17 4.
No, my big son died.
16's right here.
You ain't getting 2.
Well, we'll get 2 8 4s.
You get a 10. 8 4 they won't cut.
No.
No, they won't cut. You could do a 10 10 8, 10 6, 10 8.
All right.
If we cut it below his feet, it'll be clear. Except for one back there. I mean, you got some old ones, but
Yeah.
they taking 10s?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Well, you ain't getting 2/8. 2/8, 8/8.
And it's too far to probably pick a 12, right?
Here is another tree that we're going to drop on the hillside and then cut up into smaller pieces to take out with the crane. Taking the whole tree out with the boom that far extended from the crane and that much of an angle would be pushing it, and we're not looking for any issues. Let's hit the bottom of this Norway maple now. We're going to do the same. We're going to knock it down here and cut it up into 2 pieces and then haul it over the house with the crane. With all of this big work done, it was time for Bruce to hit the road and us to remove some of the smaller trees and branches. This tree had been growing by the driveway for years and Kitsy had enough of it, so he knocked it down for her. Let's see that one again in slow motion. Also a big deal for her is to keep the power lines clean that are coming into the house. Derek is going to head up in the bucket truck and knock down these smaller trees that are threatening the power lines. Yes, they may not be that big, but if you get a big enough windstorm, you never know what can happen with these trees as they can blow over anywhere. Bert is going to move these logs off the property and get them over to a friend's house who's going to use them for firewood as Derek continues making his way towards the power lines. Thanks for joining us on another Middlesex tree video. Kitsy, it was an absolute pleasure to work for you today. We'll see everybody soon.